Maybe they can kind of work with drums a little bit, but they're like, the time it takes me to come up with drum tracks that already exist in a preset pack or in a MIDI pack, why would I bother?
Stuck with the Bun.
Hello, I'm the Bun. Welcome to the channel. Hope you are well. This is Stuck with the Bun. This is a show all about things that you are stuck on, that I am stuck on, things I've been stuck on, and the whole idea is to get unstuck. Today we are talking about working with drums. Even if you suck at drums, suck at programming drums, suck at recording drums, suck at everything to do with drums. Just want to take a second to thank everyone with me over at Patreon and YouTube memberships. This episode of Stuck with the Bun is brought to you by everyone with me at both of those places. Thank you very much to everyone with me at both of those places. It is a very popular assumption that all musicians can produce their own tracks in this day and age of computers and technology and all that kind of stuff, awesome software. It seems like every guitar player on YouTube is great at drums and can produce sick drum tracks. The reality of this is that most guitar players do not produce their own drums. Outside of maybe a basic rock beat, they're just not too fluent with drums. They do something. They make these tracks. They got these tracks. What are they doing? How are they working with drums? How are they putting their tracks together? A lot of folks use creative assets. You know, they use preset packs, they use templates, they use MIDI packs to help with certain aspects of their production. Maybe where they lack expertise, or maybe they just don't have the time to put into this other thing. Maybe it's not their strong suit. Maybe they can kind of work with drums a little bit, but they're like, the time it takes me to come up with drum tracks that already exist in a preset pack or in a MIDI pack, why would I bother? That's the thing that a lot of these people do. You know, you don't need to do absolutely everything yourself. But if you can, the freedom is amazing. For myself, I've actually spent majority of my life as a drummer, like my music life. Spent most of that time as a drummer, touring as a drummer and all that kind of stuff. And also majority of my life recording and producing. Big benefit is I can do all these things for myself. Big benefit for everyone else is I can share these things. I can sell these things. I can make them and sell them for a very, very low amount of money. I can make it and I can also share it and I can show you how to use it. So that's the benefit over here. Let's head over to the desk and we're gonna take a look at this stuff and we're gonna play with some stuff. We're gonna make some stuff. It's gonna be fun. So for today's example, we're gonna be looking at the Wetlands drum session pack. It is part of the Bunnsonics Sludge production resources series or bundles or whatever you wanna call them. And the Wetlands drum session pack is both a MIDI pack and a Reaper DAW template all in one. You get kind of like a double smash there. If you don't know what MIDI is, it stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. So essentially we record or program control commands in a sequence, but we send the sequence to the sampler plays it back. In this case, the sampler is Easy Drummer or Steven Slate Drums 5, whatever. The sampler plays back the samples that correlate to the control info that we sent in the sequence. It sounds crazy, but it's actually very simple. All of the drums in this session are derived from the Wetlands Tunes Think Tank and Esports. What's cool about this pack is that it shows us the basics of a drums to tracks mix using a MIDI sampler sequencer type of thing. Additionally, the MIDI is already in the session, so you can start dragging or copying them into your own sequence immediately. So let's take a look at how it works and how easy it is to make your own sludgy tunes with it. So we're gonna play with the session. I have the session open here. All this here is mixed to tracks. The way these sessions are set up is the drums are out to tracks, or drums to tracks, I should say, is the appropriate way to say it. And there's already a auxiliary reverb, a parallel effects send for the snare reverb and kit reverb. The advantage to mixing this way, if you're new to recording, is everything is mixing in the session. Some people mix in the sampler, in the drum sampler. We can pull that up to take a look at what I'm talking about, there's a mixer in the drum sampler. This is flat because we're mixing in Reaper. Everything is mixed in Reaper. So this is the SSD session. This is all of the drums from Think Tank and Esports kind of chopped up and categorized. We have straight time. Let's listen to them at the same time. Straight time, half time, halftime closed, halftime with a paradiddle shuffle, Purdy shuffle, halftime staccato, choppy, double time, and then a bunch of fills. You get the idea. And then like just some shots and counts. So easy stuff. Anyhow, it's all laid out here and you just grab blocks and make your own compositions with them. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a very modest composition just to demonstrate like how to work with this stuff. I'm gonna be using the sounds from the HELIX, the Wetlands HELIX preset pack. Right now, this is the distorted, Bass 6 distorted. Maybe we'll use the fuzz one. Actually, I don't use this one enough. We'll use this one. It's like a high gain tone, but it's kind of gnarly. It's like dirgy, gross. But you can chug with it. But the chug is like chocolatey and gross. Anyhow, we're using the SRC6 just because it is lower noise than the Jazzmaster. Jazzmaster is fun too, but yeah, anyway. So we're gonna grab a block. We're gonna start with a groove block here. We're gonna start with that one, and we're gonna place it after this marker here at the end that says New Comp 120 below it. These are two markers here, a label marker and a time signature marker. These are very handy. I just love them so much. Anyhow, place your marker, make sure you select the track that you want to paste to, and Control V or Command V, and you're good to go. I'm on Mac, so it's Command V. If you're on Windows, it's Control V, paste. Anyhow, great. So the tempo is currently 120. That's the native tempo of this session. We're going to change the tempo just to show how easy that is. Double click on the tempo signature marker thing there, and it says 120, and we're going to go to 110. You know, what's that all about? Feels good enough. Yeah, I'm going to do 110, slow it down, chill it out. Let's get two of these back to back. Let's record it. I don't even know what I did. Great. That's kind of fun. Let's try a harmony. So let's put some bass to it, and then we'll F with the drums a bit. Sounds great. Wonderful. We don't want to trim it that tight, do we? There we go. All right. Sounds cool. Drums are kind of boring. We need some more drum parts in there. Let's put something right there. Bam. And let's try that one. Control C. Bam. Control V. And let's see how that fits. You know, I think we have. Let's try that. Control C. Maybe not that one. Maybe not even that one. Let's see what this gives us. Control V. And let's start that one. So don't like those parts. Let's start this next part with a fill. Maybe that's it. Might be crazy. And let's just move that part out of there completely. And what happens if we just and yeah, that one sounds cool. Make sure. And so what do we got? So there we go. What's going on with this mix? So we could mix this a lot more. That's not what today's episode is about. It's all about how easy it is to work with these drums and make something new. This riff, I don't know if this riff is any good. I don't know if I would use it personally, but I think it demonstrates really well how the beats bring a lot more out of the riff than the riff itself. And this is just pulling beats from the thing. I didn't have a plan beforehand. So it gives you an idea of how you can work with it. There are 2 sessions in this pack. If you download this pack, you'll be like, oh, there's 2 things in it. What's going on? So the drum performance is the same in each, but the MIDI is unique to the sampler. Each session has a different sampler. One is SSD drums, SSD 5 free, and one is Easy Drummer 2. The Easy Drummer 2 session accommodates presets for up to about 4 or 5 kits. And yes, you heard correctly, SSD 5 free. Steven Slate Drums has this free version and it's great. We're gonna be using that session just to prove that, you know, for free, you can get going and do some great stuff. So if you've been waiting to get into learning how to work with drums in this way, there has never been a better time than now. The flavor of these drums is sludge, southern, stoner kind of stuff, whatever you want to call it. The reason I made this pack and the reason I'm doing this is because there's not very many options out there for general MIDI that feel any good or that reflect some of those feels. Thanks again to everyone with me over at Patreon and YouTube memberships. If you like what's going on the channel and you'd like to support more, if you'd like to inspire more, finance more, you can do that at both of those places. The top tier of Patreon is the same as the only tier at YouTube memberships. The links are down below to explore all of that. Thank you in a massive way to everyone with me at both of those places. They are the people who have brought you this episode. So yeah, thank you. If Patreon is not your thing, but you'd still like to help out with the channel, I have music available for download and streaming on all of the major platforms, including Bandcamp. So if you like the music that you hear on this channel, all of that is available for download and stream at a variety of places. Huge thanks to everyone who has streamed or downloaded music, especially the download. If you hate the music, but you still love the channel and you want to help out, none of these other things are jiving with you, I have merch for sale. You can also find the super famous Tune Lower pedal. Thanks to everyone who has helped out with merch. Can't thank you enough. Awesome. Another awesome way to help the channel out is what today's topic is all about. Assets. I have assets available. I have HELIX patches as well as all of this MIDI that we're talking about. Available for download is $5 per package, per preset pack, whatever you want to call them. Assets pack. We're going to call them assets packs. There's been a lot of action on these packs. Thank you very much to everyone who has got into that. It makes a huge difference here. So thank you. If you create anything with any of this stuff, I would love to hear about it. My email is scott@thebun.ca. That's it for this video. I hope you liked this video and I hope to see you in the next video.